1930s Batmobile. In the earliest Batman stories from the late 1930s, the Batmobile wasn't yet a defined, iconic machine. It was simply a standard red car that Bruce Wayne used to get around, blending in with everyday vehicles. At this stage, Batman himself was still evolving, and the idea of a specialized crime-fighting car had not fully formed. What makes this version important is that it shows how grounded and minimal the character began, before technology and symbolism became central to his identity. 1940s Batmobile. By the 1940s, the Batmobile started to take on a distinct personality, appearing as a sleek black vehicle often equipped with gadgets. It gained a more dramatic look, sometimes featuring a bat-like front grille and early crime-fighting tools such as radios and forensic kits. This era marked the first time the car felt like an extension of Batman himself, reflecting the growing emphasis on detective work and nighttime stealth. 1950s Batmobile. In the 1950s, the Batmobile embraced a more futuristic and imaginative design, influenced by the science fiction trends of the time. It often appeared with exaggerated fins, bubble canopies, and experimental features like onboard computers and even rocket-like elements. This version reflects a period when Batman stories leaned into fantasy and space-age ideas, turning the car into something closer to a concept vehicle than a practical automobile. 1966 TV series Batmobile. The Batmobile from the 1966 television series became one of the most recognizable versions ever created. Built from a customized concept car, it featured bold red striping, a bat-shaped front, and visible gadgets like the Batphone and emergency bat-turn lever. Its design balanced style and function while matching the show's colorful and theatrical tone. This version helped cement the Batmobile as a cultural icon, instantly associated with Batman in popular media. 1970s Comic Batmobile. During the 1970s, the Batmobile shifted back toward a darker and more grounded look in the comics. It became longer, lower, and more imposing, often depicted with a reinforced body and subtle bat-themed elements rather than flashy decorations. This change reflected a broader return to Batman's roots as a serious crime fighter, and the car followed suit by prioritizing realism and intimidation over spectacle. 1989 film Batmobile. The Batmobile in the 1989 film introduced a gothic and highly stylized design that felt both elegant and menacing. With its long nose, jet engine intake, and turbine-powered aesthetic, it looked like something built for speed and fear. The car also featured advanced weaponry and defensive systems, aligning with the darker tone of the film. This version redefined the Batmobile for modern audiences, emphasizing atmosphere and presence. 1990s animated series Batmobile. In the 1990s animated series, the Batmobile combined sleek animation-friendly design with noir influences. It appeared low to the ground with a smooth, almost shadow-like silhouette, often gliding through the dark streets of Gotham. Its simplicity made it visually striking while still feeling believable within the show's grounded storytelling. This version is often remembered for perfectly matching the tone of a city trapped between past and present. 1995 to 1997 film Batmobiles. The Batmobiles in the mid-1990s films took a more flamboyant approach, featuring exposed engines, glowing elements, and exaggerated shapes. These designs leaned heavily into visual spectacle, with open frames and neon accents that made the cars stand out dramatically on screen. While they were visually bold, they reflected a shift away from realism, prioritizing style and theatrical impact over practicality. 2005 Tumbler Batmobile. The Tumbler introduced in 2005 completely reinvented the Batmobile as a military-grade vehicle. Designed like a hybrid between a tank and a high-performance car, it featured heavy armor, massive tires, and the ability to leap across rooftops. Its origin within a defense project grounded it in real-world logic, making it feel plausible despite its extreme capabilities. This version emphasized durability and raw power, aligning with a more realistic interpretation of Batman. 2016 Batmobile. The Batmobile seen in 2016 presented a fusion of classic and modern elements, combining the aggressive stance of the Tumbler with more traditional Bat-inspired styling. It featured heavy weaponry, reinforced armor, and a low, muscular profile that conveyed strength and control. This version reflected an experienced Batman, one who had refined his tools over time and built a vehicle that balanced intimidation with precision. 2022 Batmobile. The Batmobile from 2022 returned to a stripped-down, muscle car-inspired design. It looked like a heavily modified street vehicle, built piece by piece rather than engineered as a finished product. The exposed engine, raw construction, and practical modifications made it feel grounded and personal. This version highlights a younger Batman still developing his methods, using a car that feels more like an extension of his own hands than a polished machine.